This week, it's all in the details. An electric revolution in motorcycles, working on your car and preserving it, and great holiday gifts. Next on Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings.
Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Motorhead Garage is presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
This is Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, and the last time we saw Michael Cantrell from Next Gen, he was showing us how their anti-fog spray at Next Gen can actually protect the driver by making it easier to see. Now that's where protection starts, but let's talk about where protection starts with your paint. Maybe you have a hot rod like this, or even the everyday driver.
Yeah, so when you got a hot rod like this is clearly a vehicle that somebody has put thousands of dollars into. You know, you got a 33 Plymouth. It looks fantastic, but the reality is they've probably paid a little bit extra to get that professional care done on the paint. They might have a professional coating on it. In some cases, maybe they even have it wrapped with some kind of a PPF film, but they've spent extra money to put their investment underneath a protective coating so that they know it's going to stay the way it needs to stay. But when you're talking about spending thousands of dollars on a protective coating, then the question comes into play, should you really have to spend that much, or is there a way for you to be able to do it for a little bit less?
Well, the answer is there is a way to do it for less, and
That's
you guys
correct.
at Next Gen have that problem solved. Tell us about your ceramic spray.
So I think it's important to note that our ceramic spray, while literally being one of the most powerful products ever made, is still just a DIY product. And it's created for the auto enthusiast that wants to take care of his vehicle on his own. A professional grade ceramic is probably going to have a much higher silicon dioxide content than our product does. But where our product sets itself apart from the rest of the competition in the DIY market is 13% silicon dioxide, which is the active ingredient that really creates ceramic, versus 1% silicon dioxide. So we're literally 10 times more than anybody else in that DIY space. And because it is a simple application, anybody can put it on. It's as simple as spraying it on the vehicle's finish, wiping it in, and buffing it out. So in a car like this, or like a Honda Accord, you can get around a vehicle like that in 15 or 20 minutes, and you've now got a layer of ceramic on your vehicle that's going to protect it from the elements no matter whether you're in winter, summer, fall, or spring. It's going to keep everything from embedding itself into your car's clear coat so that washing the car is easier, keeping the car clean is easier, you go less time between washes, and ultimately your finish stays the way that it should instead of being degraded by the elements.
How is the ceramic finish different if I'm using your ceramic spray at home or whether I take it to a pro?
So if you take your car to a pro, you're going to probably spend a few $1,000s getting a ceramic coating. If you buy our product, you're going to spend about $35. Now the difference is obviously the ceramic coating from the pro is going to last longer. You're going to get a 1 year, maybe a 2 or a 3 year coating. That coating is still going to require maintenance, so you're still going to end up using a product like mine to maintain the $3,000 finish. So what we tell people is, why not just use the coating that maintains the $3,000 finish to maintain your vehicle's finish, skip the $3,000, start with $34.95, and just apply it once every 3 months. So you're gonna put this on maybe 4 times a year, and you're gonna get more than 4 applications out of one of our 8-ounce bottles.
There are a lot of folks out there claiming they have a ceramic spray. What makes a ceramic a ceramic?
So silicon dioxide is really the core component in a ceramic. The higher the silicon dioxide content is, the stronger your product is. You hear people talking about things like the H scale, 7H, 9H, 10H, or how many years does it last? Well, those are really marketing terms. The reality is, all you have to do is look at the silicon dioxide content. The higher that is, the stronger the product is. And at 13%, we are literally 10 times stronger than anybody else in the DIY market today.
At Next Gen, you develop these products with your own business. You guys have detailing centers where you use your products. So how does that professional grade translate to what you sell to folks to use at home? So
obviously every product that you see here today started with us trying to come up with a best-in-breed solution for our own guys to use. And in a sister company, we've got 750 detailers embedded in car dealerships across the country. Every one of these products is what they use on a daily basis. You've probably, or possibly at least, had your car detailed with our products without even realizing it. If you've taken your car in for an oil change or a service, it gets washed by one of our guys. More than likely that's happened and you don't even realize it. So we've got 10, 12, 14 years in some cases of experience with each one of these products, going on tens, hundreds of thousands, in the ceramics case, millions of vehicles. So the research that's gone into this and the real world application is vast. We've spent more time and more money investing into these products and refining them to be exactly what they need to be, so that you as an at-home consumer can apply it and know two things. Number one, your car is going to be safe, and number two, you can't mess it up. Because that's key, right? A professional grade coating you can try to put on yourself, but if you mess it up, you're going to end up paying a professional grade price to fix the problem. With this, you can't mess it up.
If you go to their website, you can find the ceramic spray from NextGen. You can also find a whole slew of products to clean your vehicle and to keep it looking that way. GetNextGen.com. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings when we come back.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is brought to you by RockAuto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. BrothersTrucks.com, your #1 source for 1947 to 87 Chevy and GMC truck restoration. Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. JL Remote Tuning, custom remote tuning for GM LS style engines. And by NH Oil Undercoating, the official oil-based rust prevention system.
Welcome to Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Believe me when I tell you this next product is amazing. These bikes are all electric, believe it or not, and they're called Megavolt electric cycles. Chris, tell me how this bridges the gap between a motorcycle and a scooter.
The main difference is this falls in the realm of scooter, which is considered low horsepower mobility that doesn't require the same, legalities as a full-size motorcycle. So with these bikes, you don't need a special license, you don't need a motorcycle license in order to ride one.
You got a neighborhood where you can ride these in the neighborhood, if drag strip, anything like that. These would be a perfect application.
Absolutely. I mean, they're, for all intents and purposes, they could be anything from a pit bike to, a beach cruiser to cruise the strip with, or to use at the campground. They're electricals, so you don't have the noise. It's amazing, really, of what all you can really use them for.
Now everyone's going to ask, what's the top speed?
The base model does right at the 46, 47 mile per hour, so just under 50.
All right, and then range is probably the next question you get.
Range, you have some variables. Is it hilly? What size is the rider? To average it out, 40 to 43 miles is the range spec for them.
Now this is the EVLM. The LM stands for Little Monster.
Right, yeah.
What are some of the features on this one that make it cool?
Yeah, right. This is a nice unit, front and rear, hydraulic disc brakes. Your LED display, just starting at the front here. The LED front bug-eye headlight there, and alloy wheels. Of course, there you've got your front hydraulic fork suspension, and in the rear, of course, you have the monocoil single shock in the rear, along with this base model that has the hub motor. The actual motor is in the wheel itself. The motor's not up in the middle of the unit. The motor is actually in the wheel, which is kind of interesting. And so all the power, it's not just going to the wheel, it's already at the wheel. It is part of the wheel.
Fewer parts to break, but if something were to go wrong, how easy is it to get parts?
Yeah, parts are actually really easy to get. I mean, as everybody knows, with places, with stores like Amazon and some of these other, and I'm speaking of people other than us. I mean, we stock most of the main items that are what we consider wearable parts. We stock those, so they're very easy to get from us. We stock additional parts that, to where you can, fully customize any way you want to, add phone holders or, cup holders, whatever you want, It's like, your mind goes on and on with that stuff. But yeah, so plenty of opportunities, plenty of companies to get any of these parts. Tires, even the hub motors, controllers, foot pegs, grips. I mean, everything's standard really, the handlebars, similar to motocross dirt bike, so when it comes to these parts, they interchange real well, very easily.
What's it like to charge a megavolt electric cycle?
You can do it a couple different ways. If you use the regular home receptacle inside your garage at 120 volts, it takes 6 to 8 hours, so call it overnight, let's say. You know, you just charge it back up overnight and you're ready to go again the next morning. If you do have 220 volt, it actually cuts the charging time in half, which is of course an advantage if you can, have that power, because that cuts things down to 4 to 5 hours. You're fully charged again.
Chris, what if I want to go faster?
Faster? Well, we have on this EVM6 a high-performance kit that we're just now bringing on, and this changes everything actually. And we're going to be stocking these this fall.
How much extra speed do I get out of that with the performance kit?
This changes from the hub motor we talked about earlier. This makes it a mid-point motor kit, which changes the torque and speed curve. And you're talking about going from 46, 47 miles an hour up over 70 miles an hour.
Well, I tell you what, while you're going to the internet to megavoltcycles.com to get one for yourself, I'm going to take this one out for another ride. We'll be back with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings and more great products when we come back.
Here at Motorhead Garage, we specialize in showing you all the latest and greatest aftermarket products for your vehicle. But if you want to dig deeper into the technical side of things, you're going to love Tech Garage. John Gardner, Josh Ellis, and I take you inside vehicles to diagnose problems, explain the systems, and make the fix. You can find past episodes of Tech Garage on our YouTube page, and we're pleased to announce that there's a new season of Tech Garage on the way in 2023. Get your automotive fix-it fix with a new season of Tech Garage coming in January to Motor Trend.
Dragonfire Tools, quality affordable storage. Proud sponsor of our DragonfireTools.com studio.
Time now for the lowdown with Magic Creeper.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. We always tell you how the Magic Creeper is going to be the most useful tool you have. Well, you can give that gift of usefulness to somebody else. If you know somebody who is a mechanic, even a professional, they might want to use the Magic Creeper to get under a vehicle that they can't bring into the shop and put up on the lift. The Magic Creeper goes anywhere. It can go over rocks, gravel, rough pavement, glass. If you're in a not so great area, no problem. Magic Creeper can tackle it all. And if you're a shade tree mechanic, well, you can use this thing outside. It glides over tree roots, glides over gravel, any surface. The Magic Creeper can tackle it, and it's going to get dirty and you won't, which is also important when you're doing something by the side of the road. Of course, everybody who drives could use a Magic Creeper because you can use it beside the road and changing a tire. Maybe you need to make a fix. Again, you're always dressed up when something like that happens so you can keep your clothes clean. The Magic Creeper gets dirty and you do not. And for folks that maybe aren't even car folks, you can give them the Magic Creeper because they can use it around the house. Maybe a kneeling pad if they're doing something like hardwood flooring or working out in the garden. Doing some plumbing, you can use a Magic Creeper to get under the sink, and you can do all kinds of trim work, anything down low, the Magic Creeper is going to help you out. When you buy the Magic Creeper, you can be confident that you are supporting a small business and you're also supporting a woman-owned business, so that's pretty cool too. The Magic Creeper, we swear by it here at our studios and we know you're going to love it too. You can find it at magiccreeper.com. That is the only place you can find the original Magic Creeper. If you've been shopping for a car, you know that new vehicles are terribly expensive these days, if you can even find one. And Joe, once you get your hands on a new car or truck, how do you protect it and keep it lasting a long time?
Well, NHOU is going to be the quickest, least expensive way to add value and safety to your vehicle, whether it's new or used. So if you come in and you have a brand new vehicle, You can opt in for something like this. This is our Boss Wax. It's a permanent one-time application, dry to the touch. Comes with a lifetime warranty. We report it to Carfax. We keep a database of all your proactive activity in our shop. If you've got a used vehicle, you can spray it with our oil. Our oil is going to be the most forgiving way to treat rust, because when you have surface rust and you apply our product, unlike conventional undercoating, it's going to displace moisture and remove oxygen. So it's going to stop oxidation as long as you have product on the surface. And that will also help you if you maintain your truck. I mean, it's very difficult to even find parts, let alone find new vehicles today. So this is just a good way for you to prepare yourself.
A lot of folks ask me, one, does it really work? And on the website, we can see that it really works, and we've seen testimonials from folks.
Read reviews.
You can attest to that. The second one, you hear from mechanics, it's gooey and it's hard to work with, but you don't really find that's the case, do you?
Well, most of our dealers are mechanics. They like the fact that they're helping their customer be proactive. They're also extending the service life of the vehicle. But, you know, miraculously, things work when there's oil under there, right? Your spare tires come down. They're not going to break out a torch. They're not going to break their knuckles. So, you know, there's a give and take in life. And the give is, yeah, it's a little bit oily, a little bit dusty, at least initially. But the take is that, you know, the vehicle will last and the parts are accessible.
Make your car or truck last a long, long time. NH Oil Undercoating will show you how. Do not fret, there is more. Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings coming up next, so stay right here.
What happens to all the cars that wind up in accidents or finally just die? In the United States alone, about 12.6 million cars are recycled every year. Some cars are stripped for parts, others are worth more as scrap and head straight to the shredder. Just how much do auto salvage businesses in the U.S. make every year? A whopping $22 billion. Motorhead Garage coming up right after this. Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is brought to you by Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. Next Gen, the most powerful detailing products ever made. Tribotex, make your engine last longer. Tire Ject, the highest rated tire repair and flat prevention product on the market. And by Dragonfire Tools, industrial workbenches with integrated tool storage.
Hanging out at the headquarters here of NHOU Protective Coatings. Joey, this was a company started by your father over a decade ago. In those years, how has he incorporated the next generation of DuPonts into the business?
Well, when he started it, I was about in high school, so I used to, at our own personal garage at our house, I used to go over there and spray cars, and it's really grown since then. You know, now my brother works here, my uncle works for us, my mother, of course, and my father. We're all working together, along with all of our wonderful employees, to kind of just continue to grow it together.
And you're growing it together not because you have to, but because you want to. How important is that passion to you in particular?
Oh, it's extremely important, you know, from the way that the service is done, to the way we communicate with the customers, to the product that we send out the doors.
One thing I love about this family, you're not complacent. You keep moving forward. So what kind of things are you doing at NHOU Protective Coatings to advance your product and advance your service as well?
To stay on top of our products and make sure that we continue to improve them, us actually applying them and having our own service bay really helps. You know, that way we can see how it's working on the vehicles year after year and make improvements as needed, and also listen to what the customer has to say.
How important is it for you to give the customer what they want?
Extremely. I think that runs the whole business, because if they have what they want, they're going to keep coming back year after year, and I mean, ultimately just making sure that their car lasts longer.
How do you go above and beyond when it comes to service?
Well, we always keep the customer involved in the whole process, right? So we take before and after pictures of every vehicle we do. We scan the VIN number, we submit it to Carfax, we text or email the customer pictures. We even take them under the lift if they want to see it. That way they feel very comfortable and they know everything that's going on the underside of their vehicle.
You can join the thousands of happy customers that use NHOU Protective Coatings. Go to NHOilUndercoating.com and find out how. When Lou Amicone set out to design his Dragonfire Tools workbenches, he wanted something that was going to be great for the homeowner, but also great for pros who are going to abuse these things every single day. Lou, what are some of the design features you put in here to make sure that these workbenches are going to stand the test of time?
So our 14 gauge 304 stainless steel top is extremely durable and extremely rugged. Our 16 gauge galvanized steel drawer bodies are going to be able to hold the weight, especially with the deep drawers having gussets on the bottom to allow for good weight distribution in the drawer. The single rail drawers are rated for 200 pounds and the double rail drawers are rated for 400 pounds.
I'm going to put my money where my mouth is here on this one here. Said, how much, 400 pounds?
Yeah.
I'm nowhere close to 400 pounds, but it's going to hold me, and you know it's going to stand up to the abuse every day of putting your tools in and out of this thing as well. And what about keeping dust out and keeping this thing clean?
The backs and the bottoms of the workbench are fully enclosed. So you don't have to worry about the dust and the dirt getting in there all over your tools.
And what about cleaning the surface here if it gets dirty or dusty?
With the stainless steel, it's extremely maintenance free. So even if you're writing a Sharpie on there, you can easily take it off.
And do you offer additional protection as well for that?
Yeah, we have a 1/4 inch thick solvent resistant rubber mat that can go on the top. So if you're doing things like rebuilding heads, for a vehicle and you don't want that metal on metal contact, or you're going to be doing a lot of banging on stuff, that 1/4 inch solvent resistant rubber mat is practically indestructible.
Well, you can bet if you get a workbench from Dragonfire Tools, this is a piece you're going to be handing down through the generations. You can order one now at dragonfiretools.com, and there's a special discount code for Motorhead Garage viewers, keyword Motorhead, that gets you a discount and free shipping. We could not get things done here in the studio without our Dragonfire Tools workbench, and we couldn't do this show without you. We thank you for tuning in. We're going to do more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings next week. And in the meantime, check us out on Facebook and on Instagram to see what we're up to. And if you have a product you want to see on the show, email jeff@masterstv.com. From our entire crew here at our Dragonfire Tools studio, we'll see you next time. So long.